What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at this 2023 Toyota 4Runner 40th anniversary. Big shout out and thank you to Flow Toyota for providing this new 40th anniversary 4Runner for today's video. Definitely take a look at their website linked below. So this one is finished off in the midnight black. We're going to unveil the MSRP at the end of today's video and we're going to see if it's worth it. So with that said, let's get right into it and check out this 40th anniversary Toyota 4Runner. Underneath the hood of this 2023 Toyota 4Runner, you're going to find the naturally aspirated 4-liter 6-cylinder engine. This V6 pumps out 270 horsepower with 278 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission, and of course has a 4-wheel drive transfer case. Curb weight is around 4,600 pounds, and it can tow 5,000 pounds. It runs on a 23-gallon fuel tank, and you're looking at 16 miles per gallon in the city and 19 out on the highway. Overall length is 190.2 inches with a wheelbase at 109.8. Height is 71.5 and width is 75.8 inches. You also get great off-road capabilities like approach angle at 33 degrees with ground clearance at 9.6 inches, and then departure angle is 26 degrees. Moving on to the exterior styling now with this 2023 40th anniversary 4Runner. Of course, you're going to notice that bronze accent color all throughout and that really bright stripe. But we do get a set of LED headlights. You can also see the halogen turn signal as well as the high beam. They are very bold looking, still look like a nice muscular set of headlights. Then you can see a lot of body contours in the lower portion of the bumper along with another LED fog light. You get a cool mesh trim piece design. Then the front bumper protrudes outwards quite a bit, finished off in more of the body color. We had a massive grille with huge openings along with a safety sensor right in the center. You can see Toyota written out in the bronze color along with that 3-color stripe, and then more mesh up in the upper grille. Really nice and muscular design for the 4Runner. Of course, this has been out for nearly a decade now, and the headlights even bulge outwards quite a bit. We have pretty nice body lines within the hood that fade all the way towards the windshield. Still is a pretty rugged looking SUV. As you make our way to the side profile, we get a really nice set of bronze wheels finished in a 6-spoke design with Toyota written out right in the center. You can see the body color fender flares as well, and then sharp lines all around. The tricolor stripe goes all the way from the headlights through the side profile and cuts up behind the second doors. Really cool design, especially with that bright yellow really popping against the black. You can see the body color on the door handles along with the body color mirror caps and an LED integrated turn signal. We have a blacked out roof as well with your sunroof as well as black on the roof rails. Then if we move to the side profile, this is based off of the SR5, so you have the normal ground clearance and pretty much normal design all around. That stripe definitely looks pretty cool against the black. You can see the width of these rear fenders, and then moving in back we have a nice set of LED taillights that do have again halogen for the turn signal, and then we get the 40th anniversary badge finished off in the bronze, body color on the rear bumper with a side exit exhaust, and your trailer hitch right in the center. You can see bronze for the 4Runner and Toyota as well as a button to operate the rear glass. Nice piece of glass with an integrated spoiler, shark fin antenna up top, and the third brake light. Wiper blade is also hidden up there. And then a full look at the rear end. I think everything comes together really nice to still make this look nice and modern. So there's a good look at the exterior with the 2023 40th anniversary Toyota 4Runner. Comment below, what do you guys think of the design? Do you like the stripe? Do you like the bronze accents? I love all the bronze. The stripe certainly is a bold way to go. It looks really good on the white one especially. And on the red vehicle, I think it looks a little odd. However, on the black, it certainly pops if you like, you know, something that is pretty bold like this. With that said, we have Toyota's key fob. Got a new one for the 4Runner. Lock and unlock, pretty basic. Keeping it in my pocket, we do have the smart access where you can lock and unlock it. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. This particular spec gets the black soft-tex synthetic leather interior, and you're also going to see some bronze stitching. If we take a look at the door panel finished off in black, you can see that bronze stitching all around the top with the synthetic leather. You got some good padding, a really large grab handle, and a little bit of storage. The release handle is on the side along with all of your window controls and lock and unlock. Then we get quite a lot of storage down below. We do have power controls for the seat with all the buttons on the side as well as lumbar. Then you can see more of that bronze stitching, the smooth soft-tex material all throughout the seats, just like any other 4Runner. but nice and clean looking. We do get an embossed headrest with a 40th badge, which looks pretty nice and sporty. And then we have a nice black leather steering wheel, perforated on the side, Toyota badge, and some dark gray trim. And then now inside, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The LCD screen in the center will come to life with a pretty cool depiction of 4Runner. You can see the analog tach over on the left with engine temperature, fuel on the top, and then your speedometer. Then taking a look at the center display, you can control that using the control panel on the right side of the steering wheel. So if I cycle through here, you can see some information come up like outside temperature, you have some trip information as well, eco indicator, digital speed readout, and then a few more items. If I scroll over, you can see a few more things like tire pressure. We also have navigation or compass that will pop up, audio information, a few safety information items, messages, and then all the different settings for those safety features. If we take a look at the steering wheel now, we have those controls on the right. We also have this pages icon that you can tap, and it puts you back to that main screen. We also have your forward indication as well as your lane. Cruise control is down there on the stock. Then on the left side, we get all the Bluetooth and audio controls. We have the stalk on the right for all the windshield wipers, and then on the left side, we have turn signals with your headlights. We have mirror controls, as well as interior dimming, auto high beams, then the power outlet in back. Then you can see a nice air vent on the left side, kind of a golf ball texture running across the entire dashboard. And then you can see your digital time in the center, some silver aluminum color plastic on the right side, along with another 40th anniversary badge, and it even says 1 of 4,040. So pretty cool to see that kind of badging. We have the digital screen right in the center for all the infotainment. We have physical buttons on the left and right side for all the shortcuts. However, it is also touchscreen. You can go into your full map view. You can tap the menu icon as well and see a few more items. We can tap setup, see all sorts of different items that you can change. Then you also have your apps icon if you have anything in the car. Again, those shortcuts, you can go right to your map. If I go ahead and put it into reverse, you get a nice backup camera with all of your different guidelines. And then on the right side, we do get some controls for the audio. We have tuning and scrolling on the right, power volume on the left, a massive dial for your fan speed. And then you can see all of the temperature controls with all of your different zones and air conditioning, defrost, the temperature on the far right. Down below that, we do get some storage as well as a USB and 12 volt, and then your 4-wheel drive select. It's very simple in here. You can see the 2 all the way into the 4 low. Then we have a cup holder up front, another cup holder on the side with extra storage, and then your gear selector. Behind that, we have heated seats as well as the rear button for this glass. You can just press this and the entire glass window will operate and go down, and then of course go back up. Great feature to have. Not many vehicles go up and down like that. You can open up the center console. We have quite a lot of storage space in here, as you would expect, in that same synthetic black along with that bronze stitching. And then taking a look at the glove box, opens up. We have a pretty good bucket in there, as you would expect. And then one last look at the interior. 4Runner really hasn't changed much in the last several years. However, this 40th anniversary, giving it the badges as well as the bronze stitching, is a nice subtle touch. Up on top, we have a light gray headliner with your sunroof shade. All of your dome lights are up here as well with different controls. Garage door opener, A-track and traction control, as well as a downhill assist, and then your sunglass holder. And then moving on to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, you can see the same black synthetic leather along with all that bronze stitching, very similar door panel. You can see more of that all on these back seats. This can seat 3 people back here. We do have storage nets behind each seat along with air vents and then 2 USB ports. Then you can grab the small strap and pull these bases up out of the way to get a little bit extra storage space. And then up on top, there's a lever you can pull, get these headrests down, press the button on the side, and you can slide these seats nicely down and they'll fold flat to give you even more cargo space and a good entry point into the cargo area. Alright, so sitting now in the back seat of the Toyota 4Runner, these seats do recline. There's a lever just down here I can pull and get them back quite a lot. They do recline nicely, as you can tell, compared to the one in the center. But with it all the way reclined at 5'11", I have plenty of headroom, and even footroom and knee room isn't too bad with the driver's seat set at my height. You do have quite a lot of windows here, and then in the center you can pull this down and we have a decent armrest along with the 2 cup holders. So it's not too bad sitting back here, good armrest on the door. And then now onto the cargo area, I can just grab the button underneath the 4Runner name and manually lift this up out of the way. It is worth noting up on top, We get all the generations of 4Runner written up here in a nice bronze color, which is a pretty cool Easter egg for this anniversary edition. With the seats in the upwards position, you can see what kind of storage space you're gonna get. This is a very practical, roomy SUV. And with the other side down, you can see just how much more cargo space you're gonna get in a 4Runner. We have a cubby back here as well, a little one on the top of the fender flares, and then a larger cubby on the far right side. You can see the cool floor mats with all the badging, all-weather floor mat, and just normal carpet underneath that. And then from there, you have a grab handle as well. Different speakers are up here along with dome lights. Then you have grab handles in the far back that you can easily grab and close her down. All right, so we are setting off now in the Toyota 4Runner, the 40th anniversary. So realistically, the 40th anniversary is more of just an appearance package with the bronze accents, the badging, the stripe, and the stitching. So it's nothing fancy or anything too crazy, but it's a nice little touch just to give you something that looks a little bit different than the standard 4Runner. With that said, driving this SUV is what you would expect. It drives like any other SR5 is gonna drive. You have just kind of basic power and stuff. And it should be a pretty familiar vehicle. Getting up and going, just giving a little bit of gas. You know, we can get up to speed. Obviously, the 4Runner is not known for performance. It's not that fast. The 5-speed is insanely outdated. So it's a very old vehicle. It's kind of shocking that they are still making the 4Runner unchanged for so many years. And honestly, the last generation is pretty much the same as this. So it's really, really an ancient SUV. With that said, it has bulletproof reliability and really good off-road capabilities. You really can take these anywhere and you know you can depend on it. So that it has that going for it. The body on frame as well. It's just so simple in here. I mean, it's just been around for so many years to where it's gonna last you. It really is a reliable product, and that's a big selling point to the 4Runner. Downfalls certainly are the fact that there's nothing really too fancy or special about it, and the driving dynamics, they're okay. It's honestly, it's not really the best driving SUV, even though they sell so well and people do love these. There's a lot of body roll. As you can see, there's a ton of brake dive whenever you hit the brakes. So it's just not the best on-road SUV. And then the power plant and everything like that, it's just not that up to date. You know, the 5-speed doesn't really let you get the best of gas mileage, doesn't really utilize the power that well. So there's a lot of downfalls, honestly, with the way the 4Runner drives. However, again, it's one of those vehicles that you can just depend on, and it drives good enough, I would say. It almost is like Toyota doesn't have to make this drive like a luxury car or drive like a crazy 392 Wrangler or anything like that. They can just keep making this just a nice normal SUV that has enough capabilities and bulletproof reliability, and that's what owners are looking for with this. So as we get up and going, just kind of testing out the power once again, you know, this is good enough for what owners are looking for. You can just get up to speed. You know, it's not gonna blow your socks off, but at the end of the day, it will make it up to speed. So not a bad SUV to drive. It just certainly isn't the best on-road, but it doesn't seem like owners are really too concerned about that because they do keep selling so well. Visibility and things like that, you have such a big windshield, a lot of glass, you really can see out so well. Over your right shoulder, pretty much no blind spots, same with your left. So honestly, it's easy to drive, and I guess that is also a really good plus with the 4Runner. It's just easy to maneuver, it's familiar. Even if you've never been in one, you can hop in this and just drive it without any issues. So that's, again, something that it certainly has going in its favor. There's not really too much wind noise or road noise. It's actually a pretty comfortable, normal car, especially just if you're in a straight line on cruise control or something. Engine and drivetrain's pretty quiet as well. Seats are decent. You can maneuver them a little bit, so not too bad. So then turning around to my thoughts, honest opinions of the 4Runner. Like I said, there are a lot of complaints with it as to how it drives on the road. The brake dive, the body roll, the sluggish transmission, the sluggish power delivery. So it is crazy how a vehicle like this that isn't the best on road does so well. But if you turn around and look at a Jeep Wrangler, same sort of deal. It's horrible on road compared to any other normal SUV, and yet people love them for certain reasons. I think people love the 4Runner because it can give you some really good off-road capabilities, like in a Jeep Wrangler, not quite as good obviously. However, it's much better on-road than at least that vehicle. So there certainly is a really big demand for rugged SUVs that can do a lot of the work. You know, this is a vehicle you can use as your utility vehicle. My dad owns one of these. He has like 150,000 miles on his 2016, and he uses it for a work vehicle pretty much, towing the utility trailer, hauling stuff, throwing stuff in the back. You know, the dog rides in the back of it. It's a vehicle that you can just put to work and still do the normal things. You know, it's comfortable enough, like I said, on road, turning circle, maneuverability, things like that. Sitting inside, it's not bad. You know, the seats are pretty comfortable. There's plenty of room and visibility. You feel like you're in something really nice and open. And then there's good space in back for 3 people, and then still using that cargo space. So it's a very utility focused SUV, and that's what kind of draws people into a 4Runner. And when you back that up with the bulletproof reliability, you know you can buy one of these and just put it to work, and it's going to last you for 20 years. So there's a lot of selling points to it. I'm not the biggest fan of the 4Runners, honestly. You know, my dad's owned one now for, I guess, 20 years. He's had 2 of them, and it's just, I don't know. I like the performance. I like things that are a little bit more stable and composed on road, and the 4Runner just is a little too not tight for my personal taste. But with that said, I can appreciate the off-road capabilities. I've been off-roading in these, and I know they're super capable. And having something that is bulletproof reliable, of course, is a pretty good thing. So the 4Runner definitely has a lot to offer. In today's market, it is becoming very old very, very quickly. We know these are very outdated. So there's a lot to be desired depending on what you want, but I think there's enough people out there who just like a basic normal SUV without all the bells and whistles, and that's why people like the 4Runners. So with that said, Toyota 4Runner definitely still a good SUV if you're looking for a utility vehicle that is still decent enough on road. You really can't go wrong with what it does have to offer. Just know you're going to sacrifice some of that on-road capability and some of that solid driving aspects that a more street-focused SUV is going to offer.
So with all of that out of the way, this 4Runner is $48,000. Now, do I think it's worth the price? Well, it's based off of the SR5 Premium, so it's a pretty well-spec'd vehicle. It doesn't give you any of the lock-in differentials or crawl control or anything like that, so I would have liked to see that, I think, especially for this price tag. However, when you look at the 4Runner lineup, it's pretty much kind of what you would expect for one of these SUVs to cost. They do go for some pretty good money. Same price, you know, you could maybe get into a Jeep Grand Cherokee or even a Jeep Wrangler. However, you know, this is going to be better off-road than the Jeep Grand Cherokee and way more reliable and a lot more smooth compared to a Wrangler. So I think the price point, it kind of is what it is. It still certainly is a lot for a very old SUV, but if you want a body-on-frame SUV, bulletproof reliable, with a little bit of that Toyota heritage in it, not a bad way to go. With that said, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. And once again, shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check them out, linked below. I'll see you guys in the next video.